overcome your fears is with action. All right, so what I want you to do, I want you to get a notebook, a piece of paper, something to write something down. All right, and I want you to write down what your fears are of starting your own business. Your business that you want to start could be pressure washing, it could be lawn care, landscape, it could be anything in the service industry, or for that matter, anything. So write down your fears. Family doesn't support you. You have a family. You have kids. You know, they cost a lot of money. I have 1.5 myself. I have a 2-year-old son, and I have a daughter that should be here around Christmas. I'm very grateful for my family. I'm very grateful that they stuck by me. Do you have a house? My house was in foreclosure when I started my business. We still live in that house, and I'm working my butt off to keep my house for my family to live in and myself. What other fears do you have? You don't have enough money to start it? You're not gonna have customers? I mean, what? Write it all down. And I want you to write it all down, and I want you to make a plan. The only way to overcome our fears is to make a plan and act on it, okay? So we need a plan of action. So, for instance, my house was in foreclosure, right? And my fear was that I was gonna lose my house. That all these letters I'm receiving saying, you're in foreclosure, here's the lawyer, they want you out. Are you staying? Are you going? Are you paying? What are you doing? You're living in this house and you're not paying for it. That's a problem. Well, yeah, okay. So my fear was that they were gonna kick me and my family out of our house and we'd have nowhere to go, right? I mean, that kind of sucks. So, it took me a while to figure this out, and that's why I'm talking to you guys about it, because I want you to be thinking about this, and I want you to do it. I want you to start a business. And I know you can start a business, but can you be successful? That's a fear, right? All right. So let's say your house is in foreclosure, how can you make a plan of action? Easy. We're gonna have to pay. We're gonna have to make payments. We're gonna have to catch up. And it's not gonna happen overnight. Now, if you had a 9-to-5 job, depending what you do, it might take you a long time. It might take you a long time to catch up if you ever could, right? So, let's say we're starting a business, pressure washing business, because that's what I do, and that's what I can talk about with my experience, if I'm being honest with you guys, and I'm gonna share my feelings, my thoughts, and the truth. I'm not here to sell you anything but encouragement, confidence, and reality, okay? So my house was in foreclosure, right? And I'm like, well, we could just leave. We could sleep in the car, but we have a kid. I don't want to do that to my kid. I want to give my kid the best thing we can, a good life, right? He deserves it. So we have to catch up on this house. My family didn't support me. They didn't support me starting a business. They didn't think I'd be able to do it, that I would be able to profit and, you know, grow. They didn't think I'd be able to grow a sustainable business that would support itself, and in return our business would put food on our table, a roof over our head, buy us toys and diapers and necessities, as well as play items, right? So I know this is a lot of information, and I do apologize, but why this stuff's fresh in my mind, I want to get it out in words for you, okay? So with my house, my mortgage is about $1,000 a month. That's with the taxes and all that crap. So I was about 10 grand behind a year ago today. And I said, well, I don't have 10 grand. I don't have 1,000. You know, I was broke. I wasn't working for 8 months. I took my IRA, my you know, retirement money, which was only 5 grand. I spent everything I had. I was broke when I started my business. I had a 2002 Jeep Grand Cherokee that had 230,000 miles on it, but it drove. So I spent $100 on a used pressure washer, and I started doing jobs. Slowly but surely, it started to add up. And I mean, it would take me, you know, like a house wash now I could do in about 2 hours. Then it would take me about 6 to 8 hours. I was working hard. I was like, I don't like this. This business sucks. But I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't doing stuff very well. It'd be like cutting 5 acres with a push mower. You know, I mean, it's just, you don't have the right equipment. Doesn't mean you can't do it. It might take you longer. But all I had was time, right? So I started making money. I started getting a little bit better equipment slowly and slowly and slowly. And I was able to pay a little bit more money to my house slowly but slowly, and I was doing it. And my family was like, they still weren't supporting me like, oh yeah, do it, put everything we have into this business. But they said, good job, you know, you're doing okay. So, and that's all I needed. That meant a lot to me, right? So if you're thinking about starting a business, do it. First, write a list of your fears of what could go wrong. What are you afraid of? Write that down. And then let's make a plan of action. Okay? Like for me, I'm paying $2,000 a month towards my house, minimum, to catch me back up within a year. So after a year, I'll be caught up with my house. That's huge. I thought for sure we were gonna lose this house. I was gonna lose this house. It's in my name, and I thought for sure I was gonna lose it. My credit sucks, so it's not like I could just go get something else. One step at a time. Make a list of your fears, and then over the next couple days, let's make a plan of action to overcome each one. So if your family doesn't support you, I know we can't change things, and we're not just gonna manipulate them. Show them. What can you do to start your business? You know, maybe you could start writing a business plan. Like, this is how it's gonna work. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna deliver to our customers. You know, what's the experience that you wanna deliver your customers? You know, I have a ton of competition around here, but I don't think about it as competition. I really don't. There's some huge companies doing crazy amounts of money more than me, and it doesn't bother me. You know, I give a different experience to my clients, and I want my clients to remember me and call me back. It's not about the pressure washing. It's not about, you know, a clean house. It's about the experience that they get from me. You know, so remember that we want to provide them a professional experience that, you know, we are the expert in pressure washing, but I'm going to educate you on things about your house that you didn't know, and they're gonna say, wow, this dude knows what he's doing. I trust him. You know, we want to build that trust with our customers, and it doesn't take much, right? I didn't start with money to market. I didn't start with money for equipment. I started with a lot of time on my hands, so I took my time on jobs. I talked to the people. I learned who my customers were. I learned how I make them happy, what not to do. I screwed up a lot of stuff when I first started, but it didn't stop me from doing what I'm doing, right? So I want you guys to think about your fears, write them down, and come up with a plan of action that you can apply and that you can actually do to start your business. All right, we want to start our business from the ground up. You might be working a job you don't like. You might be looking to start a job. Maybe you're not working. A lot of people right now aren't working, and that's okay. Maybe you want to do something you've never been able to do before. Well, do it. Okay, don't keep telling yourself tomorrow, because I did that and I waited longer than I wanted to wait. Okay, I'm 28. I know I'm not that old, but I do wish I would have started this stuff before I had my son. I would have had a lot more flexibility and stuff like that. But I think at the same time, it also helped me. Like, you don't have wiggle room to mess around. You don't have money to mess up with, right? Like, every dollar I put into this business better be worth $1,000, because you got a family, you got kids, you